Hello, everyone. Welcome to your guided movement meditation. I want to start by emphasizing this is your meditation. So while I will be guiding you and providing directives, if at any point those directives don't feel right for you, please feel free to make modifications or return to a more preferred directive. The most important thing is you continue to check in with your own body and the sensations that come up, both physical and emotional. There is no right or wrong way to feel during this meditation. So try to simply notice, without judgment, the different sensations that come up. The only exception would be movements that create a sensation of pain, would be movements we want to move away from rather than push through. You may feel uncomfortable at times, and that's okay. But if you feel pain, please back off, slow down, and reapproach. Before we begin, take a moment to find a position or a way of ranging your body that feels comfortable. You can be standing, sitting, or lying down, but know you will be in this position for at least a few minutes. Settle into your position. Your eyes can be open or closed. Allow whatever parts of your body are touching surface to get just a little heavier. If your feet are on the floor, let them drop further. If you're sitting in a chair, let your pelvis drop into the seat. If you're lying down, allow the floor to support you as your body sinks down. Now watch your breath, moving in and out of your body. Notice what parts of your body respond to this breath. Maybe your shoulders move up and down. Maybe your chest or belly expand and contract. Are you breathing from your mouth or your nose? You don't have to change anything, just notice. As you continue to watch your breath, expand your attention to your back ribs. Let your breath fill your back space and watch your ribs widen as you inhale and soften as you exhale. Notice if any parts of your body feel tight, sore, or uncomfortable in any way. Imagine there are highways or tunnels moving through your body and allow your breath to ride these tunnels to these places of discomfort. Perhaps each exhale can take at least some of this discomfort away. Continue like this for a few more breaths. Maybe identifying different places in the body that need some care or attention, or maybe just focusing in on one area of discomfort. During this breathing, if at any point you feel the need to shift positions, please feel free to do so. On your own timing, breathing in, watching the breath move through your body, and on your own time, breathing out, watching the breath carry away tension. Know that it's okay if your mind wanders, but when you notice that it has, see if you can bring yourself back to your breath. Take one more conscious breath, in and out. In the next few moments, simply notice what you hear. If you're near a lot of noise, can you distinguish specific voices or sounds within the cacophony? If you're in silence, can you make out the sounds of things far in the distance? Notice the sounds of your own breath, or your body as it moves against the floor or your clothing. If your eyes have been closed, go ahead and open them. Start to take in the space around you. Identify just how much space you have to move through. Notice any obstacles you may need to navigate around. Notice colors, notice textures, notice shapes. Now bring that attention to your hands. Begin by just opening and closing one hand at a time. What does it feel like to spread your palms and fingers wide? What does it feel like to clench them into a fist? What are all the sensations in between those two extremes? You can continue to explore one hand at a time, switching whenever you'd like, or you can move both hands. If you're moving both hands, are you moving in synchronicity, in symmetry, or is each hand exploring something different? Can you try the opposite of whatever you've been exploring? Notice that the movement of your hands and fingers is facilitated by the articulation of multiple joints. The space in these joints allows for your fingers to fold and reach, for your palm to expand and contract. The space in your wrist allows the full hand to move forward and back, side to side, or around. Bring your attention to your elbow, which might already be moving in concert with the movement of your hands. Feel how it can lengthen and fold. Notice the slight rotation of the forearm as you change the facing of your palm. Move one, move both, move one then the other. Is there a pattern of movements you've never done before? Are your shoulders also moving? Notice now how the movement of your hands and elbows relates to your shoulder joints. Can you send energy from your fingers to your shoulders, or from your shoulders to your fingers? Now send energy from your shoulder down through your fingers in a way that makes your entire arm perfectly straight, stretching through your elbow, wrist, palm, and fingers into one line. What's the least amount of energy needed to maintain this line? Without losing this line, move your straight arm through space, articulating in the shoulder joint. Maybe you stretch up and down from ceiling to floor, or side to side from wall to wall, or circle through space, through all planes. Play with one arm, play with both. Continue to explore the possibilities for movement of a straight arm. As you're ready, allow yourself to begin introducing articulation of the elbow, wrist, and fingers once again. Recognizing now the capacity for our arms to move as 4 separate structures, the fingers, palms, forearm, and upper arm, or as one long connected structure, or a hybrid of possibilities in between. Is there an arm pattern you haven't yet tried? Continuing to explore the possibilities for arm movements, can you ask yourself, what would be the wrong way to explore my arm? Can you try that on? Maybe you'll find what you thought was wrong is just as valid as the way you were moving before. Go ahead, be wrong. Keep moving through the arms. Allow yourself to be curious. Allow yourself to be interested. Allow yourself to be bored. It's all okay. In a moment, I will begin counting down from 10. As I do, begin to allow the exploration of your arms to subside, slowly letting everything go until I get to 1, at which point you will have returned to stillness. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You're halfway to stillness. 4, 3, 2, and release the movement. Notice the echo of your movement coursing through your arms. Notice how your breath is different now than when we began. We will now move through a similar exploration of the legs. If you are sitting or lying down, you can explore each side simultaneously or one at a time. If you are standing, you will explore one side at a time and feel free to switch sides whenever you'd like. Begin with the toes. Just wiggle the toes, articulating off of the foot. Which toes can you isolate? Which toes move together? Does one foot have more articulation than the other? Notice how the movement of your toes affects your feet, and feel free to articulate the joints in your feet, as well as articulate the foot off of the ankle. What are the different possibilities for movement from your ankle down? Allow your knee to join, hinging the knee joint so your shin moves closer and further away from you. Notice how this exploration affects your hip joint. Your thigh bone can rotate within the hip joint, or you can hinge from the hip, bringing your thigh closer to your torso. Continue this exploration of the legs, stretching, folding, articulating. Maybe the exploration allows you to change levels, going from a sitting or lying position to a standing position. Maybe it allows you to travel through space. What are the different possible patterns for movement? What is a pattern you've never experienced before? Now, as we did with the arm, extend energy throughout the entire leg, from hip through the toes, so you have one long, straight leg. What's the least amount of energy needed to maintain this stretch? What are the different ways this stretched straight leg can move through space? How does the leg articulate within the hip to allow for this movement? How does the rest of your body respond to these movements? Remember to feel free to change sides whenever you feel ready. Feel free to return to movements of articulating the knee, ankle, and foot joints, moving freely between a stretched leg and a leg that acknowledges the independence of the toes, the feet, the shin, the thigh. Allow yourself to be silly. Allow yourself to be sexy. Allow yourself to be wrong. Continue your own leg exploration until once again you hear me count down. Resolving our movement in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, halfway to stillness. 4, 3, 2, and release. Feel the echo in your legs. Notice your breath. We have one last exploration, which is that of your trunk or torso, to include your head, ribcage, pelvis, and spine. So let's start with just the head. Begin gently acknowledging the possible movements of your head-neck joint. As with the other explorations, I will be providing some directives, but feel free to continue to follow the impulses that are interesting to you. Maybe nodding the head yes, or gently shaking your head no. Maybe drawing circles with your nose, or tracing objects in the room with your chin, or cheekbone, or ear. What if you initiate movement from the back of your skull? Is there a movement pattern you've never done with your head? Move down to your rib cage. Let it press forward in space, or press backwards, stretching the skin of your back. It can move side to side or in circles. What are the smallest movements you can do with your ribs? What are the largest? How does it feel to move in between these two extremes? Has your pelvis started to move in reaction to your ribs? What happens when you initiate from the pelvis? Can you sway your hips side to side, or tuck your tail under, or arch it back? Which movements do you prefer? What else is possible? How do your legs react? Begin to notice how your spine connects these three structures, from your pelvis, up through the ribcage, to your head. Send energy from the top of your head down to your tail, from your tail up to your head. Try to articulate one vertebra at a time. Try to move the entire spine, from tail to head, as one piece all together. What are the smallest movements your torso can make? What are the largest? How are your arms and legs affected? Begin to allow your entire body into the exploration. Initiate movement from your torso out through your arms or legs. Initiate movement from your hands or feet into or through your torso. Be curious. Be interested. Be interesting. Be bored. Be boring. Be silly. Be sexy. Be wrong. Notice what you notice. What are the movement patterns that feel good? What feels strange? What feels awkward? What feels fun? Keep moving. The entire body is available to you. Move for 10, 9, 8, slowing things down for 7, 6, halfway to stillness in 4, 3, 2, and relax. Notice the echo. Notice your breath. Maybe pace gently back and forth, allowing your breath to return to normal. Find a comfortable position. You can be standing, sitting, or lying down. And just breathe, watching the movement of your breath and the response of your body. In your own way, say thank you to your body. And thank yourself for taking this time. This is your meditation whenever you need it.